What good is building a website if no one can find it, right? So how do you avoid the problem of building an obscure or unknown website? How do you make sure people can locate your website? Now, I mentioned in a previous video that search engines are used to categorize websites, but how do you assure that your site ranks higher than the rest? How do you assure that your information is considered more pertinent and relevant than your competition? How do you optimize a website to get great search results? By using great SEO practices. The term SEO is an abbreviation for search engine optimization and is a vital part of building a website. Now, being well-versed in SEO allows your websites to show up near the top of search engine results. In the process of learning to build a website, not many instructors would teach SEO practices as the second lesson. So why am I teaching SEO immediately? Because SEO is a bit of an art and science of understanding the ever-changing algorithms used by the major search engines to categorize and index websites. And frankly, like I said at the start, what good is building a website if nobody can find it? That is why I want you to understand the term SEO during such an early phase of the series of videos. Now, there are countless factors and variables that go into good and proper SEO practices, so I can't possibly teach all of the nuances to you. In fact, there are entire businesses dedicated to studying the best practices of SEO, and many companies hire these SEO experts to assist in evolving their websites. So for the purposes of this lesson, I just want to cover the basic principles of SEO by teaching you about a part of your HTML code called meta tags. Now, meta tags appear at the very start of your web page, inside of the head tag, and the head tag goes after the HTML tag, but before the body tag. So in order to explain meta tags, let's use the meta tags from this website as our example. So let's check out this example of the meta tags. So if we double click on this file, we can see that it's just a plain old sentence. There's not a whole lot there. But when we view the source code of this page, you can see there is a lot more content that is inside the head tag. So let's take a look at it in the text editor. And so we already know what this is. We've already got the title tag, which is still there. And then here we have two sets of meta tags. So this first set of tags is really the required ones, and this next set is kind of optional. You don't really have to use these. So the description is just a sentence describing what that web page is. The keywords are exactly what they sound like. They're just words that are associated with the content of the page. And then the title, yeah, you can usually just make that an exact duplicate of whatever it is that you're putting in the title tag. Now, the optional tags down here, you don't really need a copyright. You could put that in if you want. The robots tag actually tells the search engine spider whether or not to actually index the page. So you might have a page that you don't want indexed, and in that case you would just add the word no in front of all this, so it would be no index, no follow, and no archive. Revisit tells when the spider should come back. Resource type is a document. Again, these tags, they may or may not even be registered and used by the search engine spiders anymore, so you don't have to use those, but these you should definitely be using for all of your web pages. Among the many factors which go into good SEO practices are the way your code is physically arranged on the page, the file size of the images, the use of proper headline tags, having relevant content in the text of your page, and on and on. Now remember, an entire industry is built around this knowledge, so I can't cover everything in this video. I just want you to understand why meta tags are so vitally important to your website. Search engines use specialized programs called spiders, which go out and automatically scan millions of web pages in order to catalog and track what appears on those pages. When you search for a website, the description of that site in the search results is pulled from the description meta tag of that page, and the title of that site is pulled from the title tag. This is the reason why title tags and descriptions are so incredibly important to articulate clearly on your website. Like I said, there is a whole massive world to SEO, and these lessons are incredibly basic and they don't even begin to scratch the surface. But if you want your websites to appear properly in searches, it's essential you understand the purpose and function of basic title tags and meta tag descriptions. So, right here you can see the search results of my own personal web page and a highlight of the description tag. What happens if you do not use meta tags? Well, the spiders will simply use the very first block of text they find to use as the description of your website. I once interviewed for a company who used no meta tags whatsoever, so the description of their website read, "Terms of Service, Privacy Policy," because that was the first text way at the bottom of the page the spider was able to read. I was actually very amused by the fact that they didn't hire me, considering their current team of developers clearly had no understanding of the fundamentals of website design. But that is how it goes. The world is filled with droves of ignorant people, and I am here humbly sharing my knowledge, so you will not be one of the buffoons of the internet. Thank you for putting forth the effort to learn something. Your desire to be enlightened is admirable in itself. Taking the time to question things and to cease being uneducated is important. Instead, you will be wise and learned, and you will possess skills of worth. Because remember, kids, the world owes you nothing until you create things of value.